So talking you through the control panels, you've got your gas gauge, which is full. You've got your remote control for the air conditioning unit, which can only be used on hookup 240. You've got your electric control panel, and you've got your heating control panel. Starting with your electric controls, you've got a battery sign here. It tells you what your vehicle battery is at and what your leisure battery is at. It indicates on the left hand side which is which. This water gauge is your fresh water gauge. It tells you the percentage that's left. It also has 5 dots above that, which will always be shown, and it'll always tell you what level your water level is at. Moving on, when you get onto campsite, you filled up your fresh water tank. You can then turn on your pump. So it's just a matter of touching that. Your light will be on it and indicate that the water pump is on. It may kick in for a little bit just to create a pressure, and then it'll cut off. And every time you use your tap or flush your toilet, it will kick in just to keep that pressure up. Below that, you've got your awning light, which is wired up to a 12-volt port on the side door. So you've got your awning out, there's a lead supplied, you can just plug it in there and you can isolate that on and off. Moving on to your heating control panel, all you do is push it inwards to create your display. You've got your van icon there, so you press the middle. You can set that to being off, which is the temperature of your van inside, or you can turn that up right the way up to 30 it goes. So if you want it completely off, you're not bothered about heating in the van at the moment, turn it off, press it to confirm off, and that's set. Your next icon is your hot water. There's a 10-litre hot water tank in the boiler. Same again, you press the middle. You can turn this on eco, so it'll slowly warm up. What you'll find is if you select that, the icon of this top line will flash. It will only stop flashing until it reaches the temperature, the desired temperature for your hot water. Going back, it's just knocked itself back again. So you can have it on eco, which is obviously slow. Hot, it'll be fairly fast, 15-20 minutes to heat up, and then you can boost. These are better settings for when you're on hookup. On eco, you could use that with your fuel setting. Okay, so easy enough to put it on hot. Same again, select it, press it, and it'll set itself. Okay, we don't want that on for now, so we're going to turn that off and press the middle button. So when you do get to campsite, you'll also want to know what you want to run your boiler off and your hot air. If you're off grid, that's going to run off diesel is the fuel setting. If you got to your campsite, mix 1 and 2 I'll explain in a minute. Preferably when I'm on a campsite, I'll set it to electric 1, so everything will run off 240. Electric 2 is a higher wattage. I think it's 1700 watt. Not all campsites will run on hookups on that wattage, so you might find that just keep it to 1. Same again, you press the middle button and it will select that. Going back to that setting again, as I said before, you've got electric 1, which is, I think it's 800 watt, and that's 1700. Going back to your fuel, I said off grid. Your mix 1 is if you're having electric on site. Say you've got an electric 1 and it keeps cutting out, the power keeps cutting out, which has never happened to me. Mix means if that power is interrupted, it'll automatically turn to fuel. Same again, mix 1 is a lower wattage, a 700 watt. Mix 2 is like 1700. So it's not something I've ever used them to, but if you have issues on site, you could try using them. Okay, so we'll go back, we'll move on. This is another setting. You've got a vent setting, which will just basically, it'll slowly let air into the cab, into the camper van, and there's no heating involved with that whatsoever. It's just more of a ventilation. This control panel also, when you have 240 hookup, you will have air conditioning icon up here, so you can also control the air conditioning by this panel as well. They will work together. You can set it as an automatic setting. There will be manuals left in the compartment as I've shown in previous videos. Just to run round the van,